Today on Secret Revelations Mod News, will Forge API take over the modding world? What will the new jungle update mean for modders? Hey everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Secret Revelations Mod News. My name is Mr. Yoshimoto, and I'll be bringing you the latest mod news. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Forge API because not a lot of people understand exactly what that is, and not to mention it's a really great API that I think is going to drastically change the modding world. The reason why it's going to change the modding world is because theoretically you can have as many items and blocks as you want. Among other things, it actually allows you to create your own 256 by 256 grid to put your own textures on. So instead of saying, like ModLoader does, okay, we'll go access this file and use this file, you're actually using a huge template and you name it terrain or item, just like Notch did. So it's a great mod because theoretically you can have as many blocks and as many items as you want, but it still doesn't solve the block ID issue, so it may not really change much until it does fix that ID issue. So first off, I want to talk about who actually uses the Forge API, because if no one uses it, then it's really not that great. Right here I've got the website pulled up, and I'll put it up out here. This is a huge list of the people that actually use Forge API. As you can see, we've got Industrial Craft here. Let's see any other big mods. Infitools, Harvest Craft. Here's a big one. Nethercraft, Steamcraft, Buildcraft. These are all big mods that normally you wouldn't be able to use if they didn't use the Forge API. So the question is, you're a modder, how much time and effort is it going to be to port over my mod to Forge API? I did it. It's really not that hard. You just have to add in a couple codes here and there, and there's a bunch of tutorials. But basically, it's just adding 2 lines of code into your main mod, and then you actually have to import Forge into every single block and item that you make, and to your modding. So it's really not that hard. The hardest part that I found is actually installing it, because you have to pretty much erase everything, and so you have to back up your stuff and then import your source folders. I think for those of you that are modding big mods and actually know what they're doing in Java, it's a really great tool, and you should go check it out, use it. It's going to be really simple for people that are downloading these mods. They download them, import them, and theoretically it's going to be a lot more compatible. But like I said, still, we have the issue of the block IDs. You cap up at 256, and you can't go anymore. So what's going to have to be the next step is we're going to have to say, okay, well, let's make the array list go higher. So Jeb this week threw out a new snapshot for the 1.2 update. So with this new update, he's added jungles, and he's also added ocelots, I think is what it's called. And the ocelots actually give birth to kittens. And that's a really interesting update, because you have dogs and you have cats, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does, if he does anything with the AI between them. Also, he's made jungle saplings, so now you can create jungle trees, and the jungle trees go way high. So now, I know that we haven't actually seen everything that's going to happen, and 1.2 isn't out, but it's never too early to really start talking about what this is going to mean for modders. Obviously, it's going to mean a big update again, because you're going to have to go through and change everything. And modders like myself will be able to create new mobs, like lions and tigers, that they can throw out there, because if you're like me, you're not going to create an entire render type for an animal. You're just going to kind of look at what Notch has already done and what Jeb's already done and apply it. So this week we interviewed 3 people. We interviewed M-Dio, Direwolf, and we also interviewed Chicken Bones. So I'm going to put a link in the description for you guys to go see those 3. And you guys can also subscribe above, and you can get interviews throughout the week. Now also in the description there is a link to the mod list. Now, I wanted to make this public because it's in the one-stop mod shop at the top, but it really needs to be put out there even more. We have over 600 mods in this list. The mod shop doesn't even come to pale in comparison to this huge mod list. Now, in the 1.2 update, I won't be posting any more mods on the actual one-stop mod shop thread. You're going to have to click the link. It'll bring you to a Google Docs, and there will be the list right there. Now this list is going to be easier because if you're one of these people that's like, you know what, I just want to stay with 1.1, there'll be all the mods that are listed for 1.1. Also, the 1.2 update, we're going to be updating each one of those mods as we go along. So we're going to be working around the clock, saying, okay, this one's updated to 1.2, this one's updated to 1.2. So you should be able to go there and find your 1.2 mods as soon as possible. Now, as always, if you guys have any questions or have something that you want me to talk about in the next episode, you can leave them in the comment section below. And make sure to give this a like